Episode number 12 of the Wink Weekly here for you guys. It is the first official video playoff edition of what we've got going on. Playoffs start this week, obviously. Our guest this week is Ryan. He is out of the Rose Bowl League. Him and Vic have been conversing for a while. They've got a relationship kicked up. So Ryan's going to be our guest on the show this week, and we're actually going to start with him. We're going to let him tell us a little bit about their league, what they've got going on. And he's going to give us some opinions about my team on by and Mark Woods on by. And then obviously he'll be intertwined as we go forward talking about picks. But I'm going to shoot it over to Ryan right now and let him tell us about what they've got going on.
Hey, thanks, Michael. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you through the video chat, even though I'm not actually seeing you. Ryan Christensen. They all call me Pookie in my league. Met Vic through Kevin. As I was an award winner from ESPN for one of the commissioners of that they awarded a couple of years ago. Met Kevin the same way, so I believe you're a guest guy next week. But my league, we've been together now for about 8 years, and been a lot of fun. Been a little bit crazy. We started just as 10 guy league, grew to 12 quickly, and we've added something new every year. You know, you see me hanging on my cane. This is my commissioner cane. We've got our own jackets that we wear. This jacket you see hanging here is something that the champions get, similar to what the Masters gives out to the green jacket. Of course, you have to buy your championship rings and your jackets yourself, but make sure you have those. Every year we do something new for the draft. We went down to Vegas for a couple of years, then we added in the auction draft, and so now we actually hire an auctioneer every year, a professional auctioneer who calls all of our drafts for us. That's always a lot of fun. This year we just went up to a mansion locally. Next year we're going up to a resort here in Utah, but we really want to get back to Vegas. That's kind of our big one that we like to do. But yeah, it's just a lot of idiots just pretending like we know what we're talking about around football, just like you guys. So it's a lot of fun. We don't have a lot of similar teams that people are fans of. We have fans of everywhere, so it makes it kind of interesting. Having you guys mostly from Texas and a lot of Cowboys fans and things like that, it's probably interesting to have to fight over those. We don't have that. We have some Patriots fans I hate. And I'm the only Cowboys fan, and I get ripped on a lot for that in my league, I'll be honest. But we have a lot of fun. I'm in my room where we come and watch the games together every week and stuff. So it's a good time.
Well, the only idiot that we've got in the league is Victor.
Yeah. But I've managed to...
You know that's not true. All of you play fantasy football. You're all idiots.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, kicking on, so that's a little bit about what Ryan and their league does. I think the jackets and the cane's pretty cool, so we may have to look into that. But right now, we got 12 guys, so 12 guys. A lot of us went to high school together. Just I'm sure you know a little bit from Vic, but most of us went to high school together, really. But everybody's associated, and we've had a pretty good group now for a couple of years. We had a little bit of bouncing around at first, but go ahead, Vic.
Oh yeah, I was like, we're trying to still get to the Rose Bowl level, I guess, of getting us all in one spot. We tried to do it this year, kind of fell through, but we are trying to get up there, and I believe that's how I even met Ryan. It's kind of like just poking around, see what's out there in the fantasy community, and him and Kevin's league's been pretty awesome. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, Ryan, we want to get your take on the two teams on bye. We've got Straight Cash Homie, Mark Woods' team, and then my team, the Genitals. In case you're wondering about that, my last name is Toll. So
all right.
Makes a little bit more sense whenever you know that. But tell us what you think about the two teams on bye this week.
Well, for you on the Tulsa side, it's that season's really right on Alex Smith, right? If you had a matchup this week, I'd guarantee you get the victory between him and going out and going crazy for you against the Raiders. But next week, I think you're in a lot of trouble going against that Chargers D. He's kind of had some up and down. They were down for a little bit, but then a big blow up last week was good for you. But I think that with a lot riding on Alex Smith and Tyreek Hill, you're actually going to be in a lot of trouble with whoever you match up with next week. And that's not looking good. It's not always the best when you've got a better matchup in the first round than the second, but you have a bye. You have a bye sometimes, right? But the other team, what was it? Straight Cash Home is the other one, right? That has the bye?
Yeah.
Is this a Cowboys fan? Just out of curiosity, because I was looking at his team, or is he...
Oh, yeah, Mark's in Dallas. I would say he's not terribly outspoken about it, but I would assume so. I mean, he's not going to take that gamble on Zeke, I don't think, if he can't stand him.
His overall team is the Colts.
What's
That's
that?
right. It is the Colts. Yeah.
Wait, he's a Colts fan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say karma's going to come back and bite him for being a Cowboys fan with all those Eagles on his team.
Oh yeah.
Either way, he's not a Cowboys fan from Dallas. That means karma's going to bite him next week anyway. And having all those Eagles, I don't like it.
Right.
I'm not a fan. But really, I think that looking at those teams, I can see why they're strong. Carson Wentz being there, Alex Smith for you. Those were some strong quarterback play, and that's really been the key if you look at fantasy this year. Because you had Gurley as the only consistent running back. Kareem Hunt fell off the map. Bell's been up and down, and every other running back's just kind of been all over the place. So with only Gurley being the only solid running back, which is unique for fantasy, and if you look at do you guys do a PPR?
We
Or
don't.
so you guys do the same as us. That standard scoring wide receiver, they're crazy. So both of these teams, I can see why they were really good. But as I looked at the matchups, I actually think that both are going to lose to the winners from this week going into next week. So I apologize to both to Tolls and Straight Cash, but that's what I'm feeling.
That's a hot sports opinion for everybody that listens to the ticket out there. All right, well then we'll kick straight into the matchups for this week to see who's going to beat us next week. So we'll keep moving forward here. The first week matchup we're going to talk about, we've got Mr. Terrence Ganaway, in case you missed it, greatest of all time, against Cody Powell and Fourth Down Firepower. Vic, we haven't let you get a whole lot of talking in so far, so we'll kick it off with you and tell us what you got in the matchup.
Well, I'll start off with Terrence's team. He has two solid running backs, Leonard Fournette, Mark Ingram. We all know that. Joe Mixon took a brutal hit, and then he has Mark Ingram dealing with a toe injury, so he is questionable for tomorrow. So they could kind of like give him a break tomorrow and give him that 10 days off. So I'm picking Cody to win this one. I think Cody, he's from top to bottom. He's got everything going on. The only questionable thing is Dak, but going against the Giants, familiar opponent. He's played them 3 times already. So I do like Dak Prescott getting back on the train. I don't like Emmanuel Sanders for the same reason I don't like Demaryius Thomas on my team. Is their quarterback is Trevor Siemian. But I have Cody pulling this upset.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've got Cody this week too. I don't like Emmanuel Sanders. The Dak Prescott thing, I mean, he's playing the Giants, so that's kind of logical, right? You're going to roll with Dak, but man, Case Keenum's been lighting it up, and he's playing Carolina. I don't know if he's got the balls to roll with Case Keenum in the playoffs. But I mean, I'd be hard not to. He hasn't. I mean, what's he averaging, like 22 points a week for the last 4 weeks? I mean,
yeah.
It'd be hard pressed. I am going to take Cody to win the matchup. I think it's pretty close. I hate the matchup that Terrence got with Russell Wilson against Jacksonville. Obviously, everybody knows what Jacksonville's secondary is capable of. I hate that matchup. But I am going to take. I'm with you. I'm going to take Cody this week. So, Ryan, tell us what you got in the matchup.
You know, I'm looking at these two teams, and I look at Fourth Down Firepower here, and I just don't understand how they lost 6 games. That's a phenomenal team.
Yeah.
They're really good. And so I went and looked back at that losing streak he went on there, 4 or 5 games in a row, and there was a lot of buys from his best players, some injuries in there for Freeman and stuff like that. So I can see that, but now that he's back from those buys and those injuries are in it's behind him, I really think that he's in a good shape. I believe Roethlisberger was on his team at one point as well, which is kind of interesting that he's no longer there, but was it a trade?
Yeah, half of Cody's team is basically my team. I believe me and Hills make 5 trades.
Right.
Wow.
And the reason why he has those 6 losses is because throughout the season, because I started out 0-3, I've been poisoning his team. And so every week I'll go in there and poison his team. I'll give him 2 players, and I'll take one of his good ones. He had Chris Thompson once upon a time and Christian McCaffrey. So that's where he was on a roll for a while. So I had to deplete his team because he's in my division. And it almost paid off, but I still got him.
Well, I mean, look at it. He's got the number 1 wide receiver, number 1 running back, number 1 tight end. Yeah, Dak. I see that in the Sanders thing being weak for him as well. But if I look at Goat's team here, Mixon's injury, Fournette falling back, starting Josh Gordon. I mean, he's still Philip Brown. He's still got a really bad quarterback throwing him the ball. I've got the same issue on my team with Wilson going up against that terrible quarterback, with that terrible matchup with Jacksonville, to the point that I actually picked up Garoppolo, and I might put Garoppolo and Marquise Goodwin in over Wilson and Doug Baldwin. I'm still debating whether or not that's going to happen, just because that's such a bad matchup. And so yeah, I'm going to go and say, I think Fourth Down gets this win, and it's not particularly close. I think that he gets the revenge from 2 weeks ago when they matched up and Goat got the win. But I think fourth down pulls it out and easily moves into the next round.
All right. And we should also tell you, so we're not baiting you here, the way it looks on ESPN may not be correct for our playoff format because we're actually giving the first bye the benefit of playing the worst remaining seed in the second round. So it may or may not end up being who he's got actually in the bracket. So we don't want to back you into a corner there with that. But the second matchup we got the franchise, Mr. Victor Rodriguez, here on the show against Chris Powell and the Switzer Sweets. So Vic can't really pick this matchup. So I'm gonna let Ryan start, and then I'm gonna take it, and then we're gonna let Vic tell us why he either thinks we're both wrong because we're probably gonna pick against him, or what he likes about what we said. Ryan, go right ahead, sir.
Well, I mean, this kind of like we talked about a little bit earlier with your team, where if you were playing this week, you'd easily get the victory. If this was the matchup next week, you got to give it. You got to give it to franchise. Yeah. You can play Rodgers next week. That means Jordy moves in the live one, which means Dark was out, right? You look at this matchup. Sweets probably was a little bit better early on with that. You know, of course, with Kareem Hunt disappearing late and got a lot of those wins, but Bell and Cooks are still studs. If Olsen can do anything, he's looking pretty good there. Now, again, if next week you were playing this game, you'd be in good shape because Gronk would be there as well, and so you'd win the tight end matchup. As is, now you've got to put in Brait. I'm not sure that's the case. So I'm not thinking that the franchise has a lot going for him this week with the suspension, with Rodgers just sitting down there waiting one more week to come back, which means Jordan. I mean, you got to play Orling Darkwa. If Darkwell's on your team, and he's in the starting lineup, you're not in good shape. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Sweets to move forward on this one.
Well, this is the part of the segment where we say that everybody picks against Vic. I'm rolling with the Switzer Sweets.
I know that feeling.
Man, he got it. It's hard, you know. Gronk, what was he, Vic? Was he your first round or second round?
It was my second round.
He's your second round pick. I mean, anybody that loses their second round pick, it's tough moving forward, right? But yours just so happens to be a tight end. So there's a little bit of saving grace there. You know, you might be able to find some magic on the waiver wire. I don't know if it's in the form of Cameron Brait, but I guess we're going to see this week if that is in the form of Cameron Brait. I like the Sweets, man. I like Bell. I like Cooks. Hell, I even like Bryant to score against the Giants this week. The Giants matchup scares me a little bit just because of the unknown with Spagnuolo taking over the team. You can't count on any tendencies. I think I said that to the group earlier. So there's some unknown with the Cowboys there. But I even think Bryant's a better option than what you got to roll out there this week, Vic. I mean, you got nobody. So I'm rolling with the Sweets too. This one's not close for me. This one's my runaway. I got Chris moving on. So I guess Vic, go ahead and try to tell us why we're wrong.
Well, I mean, this entire year I've had to do patchwork. Start at 0-3, then the whole Zeke. He was my first round pick, and but I'm gonna tell you why. I mean, I can only thank you, Toll, for me even being here, for you getting that win last week.
That's true. You're welcome.
I do want to say, and the reason why I'm here is because, one, favorable matchups every week, and two, I'm the least points scored against.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I mean, I shouldn't be
worst,
but I am here. And with that, and it is the wild card, so it could get wild where everyone's 0-0. And my interesting path to championship will go through Chris and through Mark if I get that benefit of playing next week. And then we're the two teams that's ever put me out of the playoffs. So this is a revenge road that I have to go down, and that's a tough one. But Ben Roethlisberger going against the Ravens with Jimmy Smith out. Ben Roethlisberger has 9 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, and over 600 yards. So I do like that matchup. It does suck that the person I'm playing against, Switzer Sweets, has my pass-catching running back. So I do like that. And then I just hope this is one of them weeks where Chris is up and down. He had us up last week. And I hope this is where both Hunt doesn't show us what he did in the beginning of the season, and Le'Veon Bell, he has that single-digit 6-point game. Greg Olsen, I even been heard that he's got one more week until he comes back. So hopefully he goes fishing on the waiver wire and gets some tight end that gets you 0.9 points. But I won last week with 5 of my players combining for 4 points. So, I mean, there's some magic here. It looks ugly, but you know what?
Hey,
got my roll of duct tape and I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, win's a win. I mean, it doesn't matter how you do it, right? It's as long as you pull it out. So,
and if any year's the year, this is the one with all the craziness. This has been absolutely insane. And quite frankly, all of you people that have made the playoffs, you two gentlemen included, are lucky that Ertz is not in there. Look at Ertz is the best team in the league. Am I crazy? I'm looking at that. Like, the fact that he's not in the playoffs is just confirmation to me that this season has been absolutely insane, because that guy would probably rampage through the entire playoffs if he was there. So your head-to-head win over him a couple weeks ago, whenever it was, Vic, really not only gave you a chance at the playoffs, but also saved everyone else and got them a chance as well.
Yeah, he'll probably be happy and sad to hear you say that. So,
and he had the most points for this year.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely caught some bad luck. I mean, I was fortunate enough to beat him last week and get the bye. So, yeah,
and that allowed me to get in.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so if the predictions here on this show today are correct, that looks like next week we would have a matchup of Straight Cash Homie against Fourth Down Firepower, and I would be taking on Mr. Chris Powell again next week. So there you go.
Well, Michael, you might have a chance next week if that ends up being the matchup, but I'm pretty sure that Fourth Down Firepower is going to run through the playoffs.
All right. Well, that's a HSO for you guys out there. So you think Fourth Down Firepower's got the best chance at winning it all?
I do. It's kind of hard to look at a team that has three players that are the number one in their position and say that they don't have the best shot. He's got a lot of talent.
I had that last year and got eliminated. I had the top.
It's fantasy. There's a chance that he puts up 50 points this week. But
my three wide receivers last year was Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, and Mike Evans. Who was my running backs? They were someone. I had the number. I said
you had Zeke, didn't you? Did you have Zeke?
No, I didn't have Zeke. I had someone more. But
yeah, Vic talks people into making the stupidest trades. They give him he's like
you guys do. Yeah. Insane trades in your league. We can't get trades to save our lives.
We've been trying to get people to stop trading with Vic for years, and they won't stop.
I mean, it's an art.
Yeah. It is an art form. That is exactly what it is. It is an art form, and it is just trickery, and it is beguiling lies. I mean, it's ridiculous. Anyone who can do trades, you're an evil person. That's all I can say.
Another reason why I made Cody trade it so much is because if I didn't win, I want him to win. I don't want anyone who has ever had a championship to win a second one before I even get one. So I hope it goes. I know, I'm saying you too. I tried making trades with you, but you're too smart. So
I just don't trust you. I know that if you like the trade, you like my guys going forward.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense.
I can't BS you. So I even tell you that when I propose. I'm like, look, I don't got to tell you nothing.
Right.
Do you like my guys? No? All right. But I did set Cody up for Alex Collins. I gave him a perfect playoff matchup. So, because there's a place where if I didn't make the playoffs, I'm going to want someone from my division to go and grab it. So I like Cody. But I like my team if I can just survive next week. Man, if I can just survive and get Aaron Rodgers.
Got a good shot if you can make it to next week for sure. But
not looking good. Not looking good.
No.
Well, we want to thank Ryan for being on the show with us. We appreciate the time. We appreciate the opinions. We'll definitely have you on again. It's been a good time. As always, Mr. Victor Rodriguez. I am obviously Michael Tull. I'm not playing anybody this week, so no luck to me. We'll say good luck to Pookie's team, and I wish you some good luck, V-Rod, because I would love to be sitting there playing you in the championship game. That'd be great. So that would be nice. But again, we appreciate you guys for watching. Everybody that's not in the playoffs, you guys have been such a big part of the league this year. I want to thank you for being with us, watching the show. We really do appreciate everybody that's in the league. Everybody makes it what it is. So thanks to everybody. Thanks to everybody this week on the show, and we'll see you guys next week. And happy playoffs, everybody.
Happy playoffs.